Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. If you are watching, welcome to the blue couch again.
Yeah, we're back, but not like back, because
No.
it's not a brick wall.
No, we're in a new office. Exciting things. Nobody tell us that we need to go buy a light up neon sign.
No,
unless you're gonna make one.
Pay for it.
Yeah, they're like
a lot.
Yeah, like thousands of dollars. That is a lot of money. But really excited to be back. I'm excited to like also not be at my house.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I like my house, but I'm excited to not be there.
We're gonna have to be there again.
Oh, okay.
Just one time.
When are we going back to my house?
When we do the special episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Well, if you guys are new here, this is an advice podcast. If you want to leave a voicemail for an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Do we have any other housekeeping news? Any other new stuff?
No.
Oh, aside from the fact, my YouTube channel got hacked, but who knows when this goes up?
Yeah. So this will be up mid-November, so.
Oh my God. Happy almost Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
Are you going away for Thanksgiving?
No.
Are you staying here? Do you have plans?
I mean, loose plans.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'm going to hop. No. Wait.
Oh, you're so popular. I was going to say, Monts and I have literally no plans, and we're just going to like try and find a restaurant that's open and like go get Thai food. But you sound like you have lots of plans with cool people.
Well, I was going to come to your
I know, that's
place.
true.
That's, like it was going to be your place and then my friend Catherine. So that's
okay.
the two
Well, then
hopping.
Catherine gets you.
Yeah.
We'll just be eating Thai food and probably still watching Love Island because it takes
so long. Just going to say iPick has a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Do they?
Piece. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm writing that down.
Yeah.
Wait, we might have to do that.
It's beautiful.
Wait, what movies are going to be out?
I don't know. But last year, what was out? Creed 2.
I was going to make like a cream in your coffee joke. I would have died. There's no way.
It was great. I watched it because my mom was here. So I watched the first one.
Oh, yeah.
And we watched it at home because she hadn't seen it. And I had, though.
We're like,
that's when I fell in love with him, was when I saw the first Creed. And I saw his back muscles. And then that came out. My mom, she was like, I don't want to watch this. And then she got really into it.
Yeah, you're like, no, you do. You do. Also, like, Tessa Thompson. It's so good.
So good. Ugh. And so, yeah. So iPick has a wonderful.
Oh, I'm here for that. I could also just do popcorn for Thanksgiving dinner. That's a fun time.
Sure.
Okay. Well, happy holidays, everybody. None of it's happened yet. Okay. So do you need a cough? Are you gonna die?
I'm good.
Okay.
We can start.
Okay, let's get into the calls.
Hey, Megan. So I am 24 years old and not really newly single, but I've been single for maybe 7 months now, and it's been amazing. This summer, actually, I started online dating. I got on Bumble and Tinder, went on a lot of dates, which is not me, but it was nice. It felt like good. It felt like it gave me confidence, and it made me feel good about myself. And it also allowed me to just explore my sexuality, which I've never been confident about. And then I feel like kind of just being free about it, made me feel better about it and more confident. And now, I have this high sex drive. But it was 2 months ago that I met someone on Bumble, and I really like him. He's really nice. We've been talking, and the relationship status between us is unknown. He says we're dating, but I do not know what that means because he acts like he's my boyfriend, but he's never asked me, And he is 2 years younger than me, so he just turned 22 in August, I believe. And we have tried to kind of have sex, but it didn't work out. And he explained to me it's because he takes Adderall, which I understand. But then I was like, okay, he doesn't take it that often. So then I kind of been hinting that hey, are we going to ever, have sex or not? So basically kind of hinting, haven't got anything in return. After we tried, it's just he doesn't want to touch me at all anymore. And it's kind of annoying, but I don't know what to do because now I told him hey, dude, I need to be pleasured or satisfied or something, tell me like talk to me. Basically, he just says he's scared. He doesn't feel like he's going to be good enough. And now I'm thinking, like, if he's a virgin or not, because I, like, you know, if I was, like, his first person or not. And now I feel kind of weird. Like, do I wait? Do I give him time? I do not know. Like, what do I do? You know, like, I'm trying to be patient. I really am. But it's just like, he won't talk about it either. Thank you. Bye.
Oi, oi, oi. I just want to say my instinct, like visual reaction, if you're watching, was me being like, no, that is like at all has nothing to do with it. I also recognize now I don't have a penis. So me being like, doesn't affect my penis. Like, I don't have one.
Oh, clit's a little penis.
Yeah, it's a tiny little penis. It still gets hard.
Yeah, it does. But we did look it up.
Yeah. So,
it does
cause either increased sex drive or
ED.
Or ED or like a lower libido.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's great that you're trying to have these like conversations with him. But I think at a certain point, if someone doesn't want to talk about it, like he also doesn't have to, but like you don't have to date him. Like if he's not going to talk about it, this isn't just like let me sit and wait it out kind of thing. Because like if he was actually serious about a relationship with you or like wanted to like have this be like an actual, I don't know, go somewhere, I think it would be more of a conversation. And also like the idea of like he won't even touch you at all. Like that to me, it's like, you're right. He could totally be a virgin and just be like really like insecure.
Yeah,
about
especially
it.
because he said he doesn't know if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
It's probably
that. Or he's just not experienced.
Yeah.
He might not be a virgin, but he doesn't have that much experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, talking about it, you doing your research about how to talk to someone about ED would help. And figuring out what you guys are.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be his girlfriend, or is it just because
this is a challenge too now?
And like he's just there, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. There's so much of like, do I like this person because like they're there and they like me, or like, do I actually?
Yeah. So like, if you actually like him and you want to try to be in a relationship with him, then you guys should have that conversation. Like, hey, like, I want to be in a relationship with you. And then if sex is like really important to you, then you got to figure it out if this is something that you want to live with. You know?
I mean, I would sit him down and like have it be like this whole conversation. Like at one time I'd be like, hey, I really like you. I want to date you. Like, I really like want to be in a relationship with you, but like we have to talk about the sex stuff, and like we have to talk about the communication with that. And like if it's like an erectile dysfunction thing, like that's fine, but like you need to like let me in so we can figure this out together. But if like you don't want that and you don't want to date me and you just this isn't something you want, like that's fine. But like just let me know so I'm not like wasting my time.
Because if it sounds like if your guys are just friends, then
no, truly, it sounds like straight up just friends.
Yeah.
And then also like at the same time, if he's like a virgin, not that you're not awesome and not great or whatever. He also like you can be a virgin and then like still be okay being a virgin.
Yeah.
And, like maybe he doesn't wanna like have sex now. Maybe he's not ready for that or anything like that. But you have to have that conversation. Otherwise, like you might just be waiting around for someone who is never going to see you in that way. And then you're kind of like waiting for him to get to where you are and he's not going to get there. Not that I'm saying give him an ultimatum, but I think you are at the 2-month mark. And it's, because I think if you're not having, I don't think you need to like define a relationship after 2 months. But I think if you're not having sex, like that's a mind fuck. You're like, are we just friends or are we dating? And come at it like from like a compassionate place, but also know that like you don't have you're not a bad person if like this is a deal breaker for you.
Yeah, get back on Tinder. Seems like it was working for you. You said you explored your sexuality. I don't know what that means, but
hey, I also think that like I don't know. I have a lot of friends like if they go on like one good date or start seeing someone who's good, they like put all of their eggs in that basket and they don't go on any more dates, and they even if they're not exclusive with that one person. And I'm like, I think that's such like a mistake.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get tunnel vision. And like for me, I've always been the opposite of being like, oh no, if I start seeing someone or start liking someone, I'm going to date as many people as possible to like make sure I actually really like you. And not even like in like I want to keep my options open kind of way. But I think a lot of people do that. And it's kind of nice to be like, oh, okay, I'm doing this too. I'm not like getting so invested. And then you might be like, oh wow. And I've had friends who've gone on dates with someone and they went really well and they were like, okay, I guess I should go out with some other people. Went out with other people and they're like, oh, I like this other person so much more than I like this person.
Or again, it was like this person was just better than the other person, and they end up settling instead of keep going. Because there's plenty of fish in the sea, as they say.
I mean, the world is dying and it's on fire and fishes and everything's dying, but theoretically, there are plenty of fish in the sea. Do you think plenty of fish is going to have to like change their name because of global warming?
I mean, who's actually still on Plenty of Fish?
I don't know. Is it still a thing? Farmers Only? I remember those.
Farmers Only is still, because Google, you know how they have the ads at the top. Oh my God,
are you getting targeted?
I'm getting targeted.
Why?
Farmer. I don't know. I just saw it yesterday. I was like, why am I targeted?
Crazy. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Before it was meal kit deliveries or meal delivery services, and now Farmers Only.
Now it's
Farmers Only. It's that. Maybe it's like farm to table, Farmers Only. That's how they got there.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you got sustenance. Now we'll get you a man.
That's still sustenance.
Well, best of luck. Yeah, I say get back on those apps.
Me too. Or if you actually, I don't think you actually like him though.
I don't think you do either.
Yeah,
I think he's also a project.
If you actually like him, then like work through it. But if you don't, move on.
And also if he actually likes you.
Yeah.
Like love you, but like, you know, like you got to figure that out.
Put in that oral work.
Oh yeah. And also like if he won't touch you.
Yeah.
Like that has nothing to do with his dick. Like,
that's what I'm saying. He should be, if he is actually like interested and he knows that sex is important to you, then he should be.
Otherwise, he's just selfish. I hate that where it's like, oh no, like can't. I'm like, do you know how many girls give blowjobs on their periods?
Yeah,
and they're like, if they're not having, I mean, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna have sex with you, like, but like, I'll give you a blowjob. I literally think back to like high school me, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I was like cramping in pain, being like, I'm so sorry. Ugh, fucking dumb.
It is dumb. You should have been getting yours too.
I know. That would have. No,
I don't like it, but some people do like it. But it's actually like
it's supposed to help. I think I would like it on like. I mean, I've told you. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast before. Monts has like a horror story with like.
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he would. I don't think he would ever. I think maybe in a couple he could eventually get there, but I don't know. For me,
it's been a while.
No, I know. I just mean in our relationship, he's like gotten a lot more comfortable.
That's what I'm talking about. It's been 4 years.
No, but if I had wanted it, do you know what I mean? Like if I was like, let's put this back on the table, like put this on the table, because it would just have to be like the very end of my period when I'm like, not dying, you know, because like, ugh, I already feel like I'm being stabbed. I don't want to be like stabbed with a dick. Painful, so bad. Well, on to the next.
Hi, Meghan, Melissa, and guest. So I'm 22. I'm going to be 23 in 2 weeks, and I just lost my virginity about 5 days ago. I had been planning on waiting till marriage up until this point, and me and my current boyfriend are very serious. We've been talking about marriage, and things just happened. I don't regret my decision at all. In fact, I'm actually really happy with it, and I found out that I really enjoy sex. I've only done it one time, but it's something that I look forward to doing again and learning more about and experimenting with and things like that. So my question is for you, how do you balance a normal work life with like school or a job? I work full time, but my boyfriend, he works full time and he's in school. And unfortunately, we work pretty opposite work schedules. I work a Monday through Friday. His work is normally evenings, like he gets off work at midnight sometimes, and he has a sporadic work schedule because of his school. So the times that we are together, we're either really tired or he's working on school or things like that. And I just feel like we don't have a lot of time for intimacy. And it kind of worries me because I know intimacy is a huge part of any relationship. And it's something that I've expressed to him that it's really important to me, not like because I've only had sex one time and it was with him. It's all very new to me, and it's something that I'm super excited about learning more about, and especially learning more about with him. But I just don't know how to manage a busy work life or like an adult life and like an adult sex life, because I've never had that up until this point. And I'm only 22, almost 23, and I just feel like a child. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm an adult now, but I also feel like I have nothing figured out. Yeah, I just wanted to know what your advice would be on balancing a sex life and intimacy in a relationship, as well as just like everyday normal things that adults have to do. Thank you.
That went in a different direction than I thought it was gonna go.
What did
I
you
thought
think?
she was gonna be like, "Yeah, I have to work and stuff, but I just want sex all the time. Like, how do I get this?"
You get one of those. What Shan had the little necklace vibrator.
Yeah.
That's that's what you need.
Yeah.
Okay. I think first of all, not to be all like new agey or whatever, but I think like intimacy, like yes, it's with a partner, but I think also, I don't know if you've explored like masturbating and all of that stuff, but I think like that's also a huge part of intimacy. And that's also, I think, a huge part of like being an adult and being in a relationship with someone. If you are busy, like you're going to get your own shit done, and like spending time together and like having those intimate moments. Like that's great. But I'm like, I'm not going to stay up late until midnight to like bone you. I'm just going to get myself off when I get home from work, like in that kind of a way. But I think like sometimes like schedules are just, sometimes you have to like wake up early and have morning sex. Like it's a sacrifice on either person's end for when you want to do it. And like sometimes like, I mean, you should only ever like do it if you're in the mood, like both parties, but like sometimes it'll be like you wake up and it's like, hey babe, and you're like, ugh, I'm tired, and then you're like, oh, actually it's like the kombucha TikTok where you're like, well, I could do this now. So I think that's it. Well, I think that's like a part of it, but I think also having like just scheduling a date night like once a week, I think is great. I mean, we're not great at that. Like we've gotten so much better, and also like both of our job stuff has kind of shifted a lot, so like we have more of like a aligned schedule. But like for a while it was like, okay, well, we're gonna make sure like one night, either the weekend or the week, that's like gonna be like date night. This is what we're gonna do, and that kind of thing, and it's gonna be like fun and great. But also both of you do have to make that sacrifice.
You gotta make time. My sister, the original Meghan in my life.
Oh, yes. Now there's 15.
But you're number 2.
Thanks.
She works nights and her husband works during the day, and they have sex all the time.
Yeah, you can.
They just like close. It's like one will stay up a little later or get up a little earlier, and they just keep the door closed and go at it. And that's what you just got to do.
Yeah. It's just like it's not going to be, oh, he's going to go into like work late so it fits with my schedule. It's not going to fit perfectly with both of your schedules. It's going to be like we're
just hope that it fits.
It fits. But then I think if also understanding that like, because it's the first time that you've had sex, you're also just discovering like, because I think your sex drive is I think can obviously like be related to like how much you like want to get off and just like have an orgasm. It could be like solo time, partner time, but I also think there is a sex drive aspect of like with your partner and like needing someone else and not just you. And so I think you're just figuring that out right now and like learning that. I don't know if you were his first as well, and if this is you guys kind of like figuring that out together, because maybe one of you doesn't need like intimacy, like we have to have sex every like 2-3 times a week. I'm cool with getting myself off, and then like once a week we can hook up. And so I think you have that conversation with him and be like, how many times a week do you ideally like want to have sex and do this kind of stuff? And I think if you make this,
I don't know, she doesn't know yet.
Oh no, but she asks him like if he like figures that out, and then from there just know that like if you guys want to get married and spend the rest of your life together, like you don't have like there's no rush. Like you can like take it slow. Like it doesn't have to be like, okay, now that we've had sex, we have to do it all the time. Yeah. I also feel like he has to be a little bit experienced, because like you seem to have had a great time.
She might also have been masturbating too.
Lucky bitches.
But also like, I know like just addressing like the intimacy thing. I heard about this. Well, like people do it, but there was a term for it like called skimming, where you just kind of like simmer the relationship. Like you start like in the morning when you get up, you just like do a little sexy like kiss on the neck, and then like rubbing, and then send like suggestive text and pictures throughout the day. And then by the time
you get home, you're like, I'm a blow.
Yeah, like you're just like ready to go.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's nice. I think Moss would be mad at me if I sent him like a dirty text at work. He'd be like, shut the fuck up right now. Don't fucking do this. Yeah, I think, and also like when it comes to like balancing like everything in your life, I think just open communication, especially like you guys you sound like you're going through life and all that kind of stuff like together. And I think like the hardest thing becoming like, and I totally understand what you mean about like being kind of like a fake adult and like just learning everything is it's like expectations and like setting your expectations in a different way and like being let down and disappointed and feeling overwhelmed. But the way to do that and to prevent that kind of stuff is just like talking to him. So if you have an idea of like, oh, we're going to have like a fun like date night tonight, but you haven't told him, and then he's like, oh, I'm like going to work late tonight, and it can be all that. But I think the more communication that you have, communication is sexy. Like you'll be able to get it all done. And also there's not like sometimes things are going to be like spontaneous. It's going to be like, oh, it's morning, we both woke up early, like I'm in the mood, like let's hook up. And it's going to be other times of being like, yeah, like skimming the situation and like let's literally plan for this to happen because I want this to happen. But both are good. It's just going to take some time.
You'll figure it out.
And you sound like a girl who's got like 3 agendas and planners. Like I feel like you're going to be fine.
Yeah, you'll be great.
Yeah. And also just like, I think the way to get more sex too is just like tell your partner like how much you love having sex with them. And then they're like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
They bless you with this dick.
Good wet sex.
Good wet sex. We need it on a shirt, but like no one could wear it out.
I know. Maybe we just put GWS and then you know what it means.
I like it.
And if you see somebody, then you're like,
get it, girl or guy or whoever you are. But like best of luck. Congratulations on your fucking journey. I'm so happy for you. You seem so I wish I was that excited the first time I had sex. First time I had sex, I was like, oh.
But also you were like a little bit younger and you also like
was not masturbating.
And
I was 16.
it wasn't like somebody that you thought you were like gonna get married to.
No, I don't think I did think that. I mean, I loved him. But like
it's a different type of love.
The only kind of love you have for your boyfriend when you're 16. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Also, maybe I just wanted to fuck Nick Jonas. Truly. Well, congratulations on the sex. Protection. And use that planner. Yeah. Should we go on to the next?
Let's go on.
Hello, Meghan and Melissa and whoever else is there. Hello, I am drunk. And that's the only way I could get myself to record this. I've been thinking about this for a really long time, and my whole fucking shtick is that I'm so bored of being friend zoned. And I know that's so stupid, and like as a feminist, I don't fully believe in the friend zone because like I've, said to dudes like multiple times, like I don't really like you, I just want you to be my friend. But like I went through a slutty stage, I went through a sleeping around stage, but my problem is that I like a lot of dudes. And those dudes usually don't like me back in a romantic way. They just want to be my fucking friend, and I'm so sick of it. I want to date someone. I want to be in a relationship. I'm very fulfilled in my friendships. I'm very fulfilled in my work. I'm very fulfilled in my home life. I just kind of want to date someone, and like I really, really, really want to feel that like romantic connection with someone. But any time I put myself out there, do just fucking either shut me down or don't feel the same or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm the girl that dudes sleep with but don't date. And that's just who I am. Sidebar, I'm bigger, I'm plus size, whatever. And a lot of me like doesn't want to believe that that's part of it, but I know that part of that might be that. So what the fuck do I do? I'm so sick of being friend zoned. I'm so sick of being like that girl that dudes are friends with or get along with really well. And like, we laugh at the same things. I met your family, or your family likes me, all that shit. How do I move past that and onto a relationship? That's it. That's all of it. I'm sorry that I paused a lot. I love you. Goodbye.
I love that you're drunk. Also, this has nothing to do with you being like plus size at all. I think you're dating the wrong way. I think like recognizing like your weaknesses in dating is like a great thing. And I think the weaknesses here is you're a great friend and you're really, really cool. And therefore, I don't think you can date people that you're friends with. Yeah. I think that like you probably have like some really strong, solid, amazing like friendship foundations. And those people aren't seeing you in that light because they see you as a friend first. So because I think it's pretty hard to get like quote unquote friend zoned if when you start talking to someone, it's very much intentional, like we're trying to date.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, we go to school together, we've got similar like.
Yeah, because like friend zone happens before you sleep with somebody. You wouldn't sleep with somebody and then be friend zone. And so I think it's just like you said, she's dating the wrong way, or not even dating. Are you like actually going on dates with these people, or are you just like having fuck relations?
And here's the thing. I think like if you've got a high sex drive, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with like sleeping around at all. I think right now for you, sleeping around seems to be pretty detrimental to like how you're feeling about like your outlook on dating.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's like a cause and effect for everybody at all. I think it can be like there are certain times when like sleeping around, it can be like very empowering and fun and like, but there can be other times where you're like, wow, I feel like this is getting in the way from what I really want. And so I'd say like if you have like a friend who's like a fuck buddy and you can like keep like hooking up with them and then go on dates. And I don't know if you have like dating apps and doing anything like that. I think like you need to meet people and like portray, go out there with being like, hi, I want to date. Right. Not like, hey, I'm this cool girl. Like, I'm super cool. Don't you like want to date me? Like, look how cool and fun and great I am. Because like, if you kind of lead with just, it sounds so counterintuitive, but you just lead with like, I don't know, if you don't lead with the fact that, hey, I'm looking to date and that's what I'm looking for, I think a lot of the time people will just be like, oh, this is really cool girl who I really get along with, who's super chill. It seems like she wants the same thing that I do. Yeah. And I think that happens a lot of the time with like, again, I also agree with you. I don't necessarily believe in like the friend zone, but I think but I have a lot of female friends who like, they say that that they go through this. And I think a lot of the time that comes from the fact that like, you're not being super, you're just being like, too much of a cool girl. You're not like saying what you want unapologetically and being like, if you don't want this, then cool, I'm out. Yeah. It's being like, oh, I think like they're misreading your signals too and think that you guys kind of want the same thing. So I would say like, yeah, dating apps and like actually go on dates with people and like don't sleep with them on the first date and talk to them about like, I don't know, like the fact that you're saying like, oh, I've met these people's families and all that stuff. And like, to me, that sounds like, are these your college friends? Like your college guy friends? And I also think that you didn't say how old you are, but I think she didn't. No, I don't think she did.
I don't think she did.
But I think there's also an age like range of this. Like in college, it was the definition. In high school, like you fuck your friends. And that's kind of it. And I think like if you're finding that lots of guys your own age are not like looking to settle down and like looking to have relationships, then maybe start dating someone who's older than you too. And then also like, do your friends have boyfriends? Like, and are you like, is it like, oh, I'm trying to set you up with like somebody else in that way? But I think like you need to be, there's nothing wrong about wanting to date and like wanting to be in a relationship, but you have to lead that, because if you go into like situations or meeting new people and you don't lead with that, like that's not going to scare anyone off, because like there's also like everyone, there's lots of people who are looking for that, who like, I have guy friends who are like, I'm not looking for casual, like I'm looking to like find a girlfriend or like find a boyfriend. I want to date someone seriously. It's not going to be a turn off and you're not going to scare the right person off. I think like you're going to find the right people, but I think you have to go about dating in a different way. Yeah. And if you have dating apps, I would like check and see like what your pictures look like and all that. And like, and if all of your pictures, again, okay, so I'm going to say this in a way that like, I don't agree that this is how it should be at all. I think this is how like, I think men are dumb. And I think this is how men interpret something, which I think they're super off basis and they're wrong. And I think we should teach them. But also again, like if you want to work that system, I think if you have photos of you obviously like drunk or drinking or partying, that to them screams like, oh, like cool. Like she's just down for a fun time. She doesn't do anything serious, which again, does not mean that, but they're dumb. And if you're like with like big groups of people and it's like clear that you're at a club or partying or like any picture that's like quote unquote like thoughty or whatever, again, I think men can see that in like a totally like misconstrued wrong way. And I'm not saying like tone down your personality or do anything like that. But I think like if you can have your dating profile like reflect how dumb guys are and what they need to be spoon-fed to be like, oh, this girl wants to be in a relationship, then I think that's a great thing. And I don't think that would, but also don't settle for like if you meet a guy who's like super buttoned up and is like very not like
what you want.
Yeah. But I think like, yeah, I mean like when I was redoing all of my friends dating profiles, I was like, yeah, we're taking down all the pictures of like you on a table, like dancing. Because I'm like, you want a boyfriend. Like this is like, and also like so much of the time my friends who are including those pictures, it's because they're like, well, guys love this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, you don't even care about this.
Right.
Like this is like, you're doing this because you think that that's what he's going to be attracted to.
You're construing something that's not actually you at this moment in time.
You're trying to be a cool girl and like that. I'm like, why is it? It's fine to have a photo of you like on a family vacation. Like there's those things that are cool too, and like your other interests. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this is me in a bikini, I have to do this photo.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
If I saw a guy like at a club holding a beer, I would be like, that's not what I want to be in a relationship. That's a guy that just wants to fuck.
And that seems like a lifestyle choice, like of, oh, that's who you are. And also, like, for the most part, a lot of people go out and party and drink. And I'm going to assume if I see someone who has more of a buttoned up profile, that they still do that kind of stuff. But like, it's not like the only thing they're about. It's not like, hey, like these are like, this is my quick log line about my life. You only have like 5 chances to show what you're about. And if one of those things that you're about is like body shots in Vegas, I'm like, okay, well, that's on my list. It's just lower on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go for that.
Because you got to put your best 5 pictures or however many pictures. Yeah. The best, what's most important to you. Yeah,
and like and I also think like what's most important that what you want in a partner, because it's obviously like you want to be representative of yourself, but it's like, I don't know, you want to like put that forward to be like, oh, I really want someone. If you like traveling and you really want someone who's into traveling, that's what those kinds of photos and that stuff that you do.
You rock climb, you want somebody that's into rock climbing, you put a rock climbing picture.
But if you're like hella into makeup and you like don't want anyone who's into makeup, don't put up a makeup picture. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna like I would put a Harry Potter picture up, but I like might not put up, what do I want? Not anyone else. A therapy photo. I mean, that's my time. I don't need you there. But yeah, I think this is I think a lot of people can relate to this. I think it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I would just say widen your circle and change this stuff. And even if your friends like met their boyfriends or significant others like through the friend group and all that stuff, it can be like super enticing. But then it can just be like, oh, well, your person just might not be there.
Yeah.
And I think I think it's a good way to, find that fuck buddy, get your rocks off. Yeah, get your jollies. Like Jolly Rancher or like a Christmas elf. Never heard that. Get your jollies?
Yeah.
Sounds like it starts like a John Denver song, like get your jollies.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. But best of luck. I do love that I also feel like I'm really sorry if I like really came at you for like the drinking thing just because you called because you're drunk. I love it. I loved it. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Still no one beats that time that one guy called in like drunk in the back of an Uber.
I think about that a lot.
You do. How are you doing, boy?
Yeah. He's updated us.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. He has. Well, best of luck. Let us know how it goes. I have high hopes if you can like
Me too.
reformat and restructure how you go about dating. I think you'll see that it's not a you problem at all. It's just like who you're surrounded by.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, guys, and be right back. Support from today's show comes from Hinge. Hinge is the only dating app that's designed to be deleted. There are no gimmicks, timers, or games. Instead, every match begins by someone liking or commenting on a specific part of your profile. That way, you can meet your most compatible matches and have unique conversations over what you've shared on your detailed profile. No wonder it's the dating app for people who want to get off dating apps. And now, Hinge has launched its own podcast. It's called Ghost Stories and is about making dating more honest. Hinge brings 2 people together, one who ghosted the other, and asks them to be transparent. Now, if you know anything about me and Melissa, you know how excited we would obviously be for this show. I will say, though, as someone who is a serial ghoster, I'm pretty happy that I'm in a relationship, and I can't have an ex drag me into this and me have to admit why I ghosted them, but I cannot wait to listen. So check out Hinge's podcast, Ghost Stories, on Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. Own iconic luxury items at unreal values with The RealReal, the leading reseller of authenticated luxury consignment from top designers. Shop from designers like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Rolex, Cartier, and hundreds more at up to 90% off retail. The RealReal employs over 100 brand authenticators, gemologists, horologists, and art curators who inspect thousands of items each day to ensure that every item is authenticated. New arrivals come in daily, and every single item is authenticated by the RealReal's team of authenticators. Shop and consign women and men's luxury fashion as well as fine jewelry, watches, art, and home. You can shop and consign online with the app or visit one of their stores in Soho or West Hollywood or in their newest location at 870 Madison Avenue in New York. In-store, new customers receive an automatic $25 off at checkout. If you're a consigner, don't forget to try out the RealReal's white glove service for free in-home pickup. I am a huge fan of the RealReal, as you guys know. I talk about them all the time. You hear about them all the time here, but seriously, they're absolutely fantastic. Some of my favorite purses I have from the RealReal. They're so incredibly cute, and I've also been looking a lot at Reformation there too, which is great because it's definitely not as expensive as a lot of other places. But then once you're actually getting it secondhand, it's even cheaper and it's sustainable. Shop in-store, online, or download the app and get 20% off select items with the promo code REAL. That's therealreal.com, promo code REAL for 20% off select items. This podcast is sponsored by Duke Cannon Country, where stockings are hung with care and power tools and eggnog is served spiked. Duke Cannon's highly rated grooming goods are easy to buy gift for the hard to buy guy, like the Jingle Booze gift set filled with 30 ounces of booze-inspired premium soaps, or the big-ass lump of coal soap made with activated charcoal and triple milled, and the proper cologne made with clean, naturally derived fragrance oils and housed in a modern apothecary-style bottle. Duke Cannon products are made right in the USA, and 5% of net profits are donated to causes benefiting veterans and active duty military. Duke Cannon will not be waking up on 3 a.m. on Black Friday to purchase a $63 plasma TV made in Guam, nor does he expect you to break from your Thanksgiving fare to partake in a good deal. Instead, get the best deals right now at DukeCannon.com and use the promo code BLAME for 15% off your entire order plus free shipping with orders over $35. All products are also available at your local Target. Okay, guys, we're back from our break, and we're going to get into the rest of the calls.
Hi, Megan. I'm 22 years old, and I am calling for some friendship advice. So I recently had a falling out with my roommate, who has been one of my closest friends since freshman year of college. We lived together our senior year and really had zero problems cohabitating. But right before graduation, she started giving me kind of the cold shoulder and would act very standoffish. And I just figured, we're spending too much time together, and gave her some space for the first few months of summer. But later, I tried talking to her about it, and she essentially told me that our friendship was over and made all these false accusations about my character and wouldn't even let me try and defend myself or kind of, give me a real explanation. So I was trying to, move past this, but we were both recently at our mutual friend's wedding where she was the maid of honor and I was a bridesmaid. And let me tell you, this girl was such a bad maid of honor. Showed up an hour late to the bridal shower, didn't come to the bachelorette party, but that I planned, by the way, didn't come to the rehearsal or the rehearsal dinner, and even showed up late the day of the wedding. And at the wedding reception, she was standing in the corner with her boyfriend the whole time looking miserable, like she wanted to kill herself. And I feel like it kind of brought everyone down. So the bride and the whole bridal party were pissed at her, but, didn't say anything to her because it was the wedding, what we're supposed to do. And so I haven't really told the bride any of our other drama yet because I didn't want our petty drama to ruin her wedding, her special day. But now that it's over, I want to tell her how crazy this girl is being and, tell her that she deserves a better friend than this girl who doesn't put in any effort to, one of the most special days of her life. But I also don't want to have my friends have to pick sides between us. So I guess my question is, should I tell the bride all the crazy drama and, ball out? Or should I downplay it and say, we just grew apart, so I don't stir the pot? Any advice would be very helpful. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.
No. I mean,
she already knows that she's not a good friend. She showed up late to her wedding and all the other stuff that led up to it.
And all of your friend group essentially saw all of it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do anything. She'll dig her own grave.
Yeah.
And the only thing that talking shit about her will do is make you look bad. Truthfully,
it'll make you look vengeful because she's already dumped you as a friend.
Yeah. And it's going to be and if she's not talking shit about whoever's talking shit looks looks bad.
Yeah.
And like if she's talking shit about you, then she already looks bad. She's already doing it. You don't need to do it. She's doing it for herself. But if she's not talking shit about you, they've already seen these kind of cues that she's like kind of like a bitch and like not a great friend at all. And then it's gonna be kind of like null. And like when you start talking shit about her, it's just gonna be like then you kind of become the villain. Like it's just not a good position to be in. And like as much as I think like for you it's like regaining like power and friendship, and I'm sure like you probably feel like isolated and kind of like lonely and awkward in your friend group. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, like people who actually really care about you and want to be your friend, you're not going to have to ask them to be on a side or choose sides. They're going to see which side they should be on and like what's the morally right thing, and they're going to be there for you. But if your friends aren't stepping up to the plate, I don't think you like handhold them to be like, well, please get on my side, because like they can see it. Like the evidence is there. That just means that they're not as attentive and like they might not be great friends for you. You shouldn't have to like, I don't know, come clean about that kind of stuff in order for people to care about you.
Yeah. And also like for you, when you said that you couldn't defend the things that she's saying, she wasn't trying to like have a conversation.
Oh no,
with
she
you.
was
She
just
was just
ending
talking at you, trying to end it. And it seems like she's the one with the issues if she's not being a good friend to anyone. So maybe she needs to just work through her own stuff and just let her be. Like, just don't interact with her unless you have to.
Yeah. And I think like you don't have to necessarily like downplay it or like tell the whole truth or anything like that. Just don't bring it up. If someone asks you what happened, you could be like, oh, I don't really want to get into it. I don't want to talk bad. But like, yeah, like we're not friends anymore. Like,
just say there's two sides to every story. Yeah. We're just not friends anymore.
And just be like, I really like, it's not my place to like talk bad about her. Yeah. Like I'm not about that. And then that like, it shows that like, hey, you're a mature person who's above it, but you're also not like denying it or being like, oh, we grew up, like just saying that. You don't have to elaborate any more than that. And I get it. And it's totally hard. I definitely went through that in college when I got like dumped by my friends. I was like trying to get anyone else. I'm like, oh my God, please. And everyone's like, oh, sure, cool. I was like, oh, you don't care. Yeah. And it's like, oh, if you don't care, then like, why do I care so hard about making you care? Because like, then the only reason you care is because I've made you that way. Right. Like when you should just either feel that on your own or they don't. But yeah, I think like even when next your friends get married, I doubt this girl will be a bridesmaid. Yeah. In that way.
It's so odd that she was the maid of honor. So weird. Yeah. So she was a good friend at some point.
Yeah. And also as much as like you have shit with her, I'm sure the bride fucking has mad shit with her. Yeah. And like if she wants to like vent to you and come talk to you about it, like then that's fine. And like if you guys want to like do that to get like if she wants to be like, I need to fucking vent, and like you can listen and be there. But I would just like stray away from being like vengeful, because there's nothing you're gonna get out of it. Like there's truly nothing. Like as someone who loves like revenge and getting even, like the only thing it does is hurt you. It makes you care more. Yeah. Because the other person clearly doesn't give a shit. And also like you said, when you're like, she wouldn't let you defend yourself. She was dumping you as a friend. She wasn't trying to make amends or try and make things work at all. Like she was just cutting it off and being done. Which I think is probably a blessing in disguise.
I think so too.
She seems like she's got a lot of shit to figure out on her own. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you are actually in a great situation. Like the fact that the wedding happened, everyone got to see it without you having to do, like you got to like lean back and just be like,
I knew it.
I fucking knew it. I fucking had to deal with all of this.
Because it would have
shit.
been something if she would have showed up and been like on
perfect,
time,
amazing,
and then so fake, and you're like,
yeah, and everyone's like, she's amazing. I love her so much. Yeah. She's such a good friend, and you're like, no, she's not. Right. Like I think, yeah, karma's doing its job. It's happening. You don't need to do anything. Plus, then the hands off. That's such a, like a more fun, like you just have like popcorn in the corner, just like watching it all happen, as opposed to like you have no skin in the game. Yeah, which I think is the way to go. But yeah, sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, pay attention to your actual friends.
Yeah,
spend time with them.
Yeah, 100%. And wow, I really want to see what these wedding pictures look like. Do you think she's like mugging and like being a like bitch in the photos too, or she's like not happy to be there?
Probably the fakest smile.
Oh my God, yeah.
Or she might not even made it to the pictures.
Can you imagine? Oh my God, I die.
Yeah, I would have demoted her. If she was late, I would have demoted her.
The first thing.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, you out, bitch.
Somebody else already. Well,
yeah, you really stepped up.
Yeah, you threw the bachelorette party. You should have been the one that. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I would want to throw all of my own stuff when I got married, though.
I don't trust anybody else.
Yeah, me neither. Like, it'd be just bad and like not fun and like cringy. Yeah. I would just like, I would do it myself. Or Jerry. Jerry could plan stuff. But she also like might have an aneurysm.
You wouldn't let Sydney do it?
Fuck no. Fuck no. I love Sydney so much, but she's just like happy with anything. And like I've told you, like when Monts like sent like Christmas gifts, like, is this pretty? She's like, it's all wonderful. And then she'll show me and she's like, I mean, it's not really your taste and it is like pretty like ugly, but like it's so sweet. I'm like, no, it's no. Fucking no. It's because she's just so nice.
Yeah.
Versus Jerry hates everything, which would be great. But also like she's a Virgo, would go
well with Jerry.
Yeah, she's a Virgo, but she would go gray. Like she would like rip her hair out. But in like I think she would probably enjoy it. She wanted to be a wedding planner for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Now she's doing real estate. Go buy a house.
It's like
from
the
her,
same
guys.
thing.
It's truly
it's the
truly
same
is.
type of personality you have to have both.
Yeah. And she just looks so cute with her like her little barrettes and her hair a little flipped out and her like nice little sensible heels and loafers and her pink blazers. It's fucking adorable. Should we go on to the next one?
Let's do it.
Hi, Megan, and whoever else is there. Thank you so much for taking my call. So I'm in high school. I'm a senior, and I go to a prep school, boarding school on the East Coast. And there's like a very specific environment, I guess, with concerning boys and stuff. And like I've been having sex for 2 years, and I've always just kind of let guys treat me like shit. I'm trying to kind of come to terms with that now. And I never really, like, when I lost my virginity, I lost it to someone I didn't really know. And, like, I've been having casual sex for 2 years, but I've never been in a relationship. And there's this guy that is known for being the biggest asshole in my entire school. He's in my grade, and I've known him for my whole life. And we started having sex last year, and I took his virginity, but he's, like, really big and, like, really mean. And I don't know, he just always really treated me badly. So we stopped hooking up when he went on vacation a month ago. And then there's this new junior who's a repeat, came to my school recently, and he's like really hot, and a lot of people wanted to get with him, like my friends did too, but no one really knew him that well. And so I like hopped on him. I was like snapchatting him a ton, and I was like, you want to hang out this weekend or whatever? So we hung out, and he was super, super nice. He wasn't that good of a kisser, but we had sex and it was fine. And we started like hanging out, go to the library every day, hanging out a lot and talking a lot. And I realized like he just kind of weirds me out a little bit. Like his music taste is very unique, and he wears like very unique clothing, I guess, which is different than all the other guys at prep school, which isn't bad at all. It's just like a lot of people think he's weird. And so I started shit talking him, which is horrible of me to do. And we like stopped talking for a few weeks. There was a bunch of rumors going around about like who hooked her with the who and what we did to each other. And I don't know what to do, because tonight I was going to get something from, we haven't talked in so long, and I was in his car, and we, looked at each other and we just had sex. And I don't know what to do, because I don't know if I should tell him, because he thinks we're exclusive, but I haven't talked to him in a while, and I just don't know what to do. Like, should I stay with him even though he kind of weirds me out because he's the first guy that's treated me nicely, or should I end it? Thank you. Bye.
Can we do the diagram? I'm not joking.
Truly.
Can we do it?
You want me to draw one?
Yeah.
We're going to draw a diagram for this, guys, because this is really fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Also, you name dropped both of those guys. We'll bleep it out.
Yeah.
But we just have to like get this. Okay, so should we call her Blair or Serena? I'm feeling.
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
but which one is who?
Definitely. Like a Serena, probably. Because like Serena. Oh my god, and we'll call the weird one Dan, because Dan lived in Brooklyn. Honestly, these prep school problems, girl, holy fucking shit. Also, like, so expensive.
It is.
Monts has friends who like went to prep school and all that shit. Like I can just tell. Like they wear cardigans like tied around like the top of their shoulders. I'm like, you look like a fucking loser. Okay,
so who's this?
Serena.
Okay. In case you're not following, this is from what's it called? The Whisper Show? Gossip Girl.
Okay, yeah. So Serena's the caller.
Mm-hmm.
So Serena was hooking up with Nate. Nate, big. And then was the word lean or mean?
We don't know. Just put both.
Okay, so lean/mean. Then Dan, weird, but nice. And then bad kisser.
And bad music taste.
Ooh, bad music.
And dress is weird.
Oh, yeah. Weird. clothes.
But like, you didn't know that he was wearing weird clothes before you had sex with him?
Yeah. And
what
so
does
he's
that
a
matter?
hot junior. So he was like the hot new junior. And then he was a senior.
Mm-hmm. And she's a senior too.
Okay. So, but here's the thing. So Serena, when Dan first came to school, everyone was talking about him. You're saying everyone was being like, oh, wow, who's this hot new guy? Like, who's everyone going to be into? Blah, blah, blah. So then you hooked up with him. But then now everyone else, all those other little people are talking about like, ew, he's so weird. And now you're saying that he's weird.
Yeah.
And then
But also, like, when there's like a new piece of meat, everybody's going to be into him because you've been so used to seeing.
oh yeah, because you said you've known
dudes.
him forever.
Yeah, you've known him all your life. So you've been so used to seeing the same dudes.
Yeah.
So anybody new that's coming into the situation, it's just going to be by default the hot new one.
That's true.
And he's mysterious because you don't know him yet.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I think you like, I was going to draw sex, but I don't know how to draw sex. You had sex with both of them. Okay. Which is fine. But here's the thing. You and Dan thought you guys that were exclusive.
Yeah.
And then you fucked Nate, which presumably, I don't know why my mind went to, was it in the back of a car? Like you were
It
picking something
seemed
out of
like
his
it.
car. Sounds like you fucked him in a car.
Yeah. Like you were like, who? And then you guys just ended up fucking.
Yeah. So I think regardless of the whole situation, like this is a messy ass fucking situation. But I think like, I mean, I say screw Nate. Sounds like a dick. Big and unless he was lean. If he was lean, I'm for it. But if he was mean,
no.
fuck it. Like no. Like no. And then Dan doesn't sound like you like him at all.
No.
And you already you cheated on him with Nate, except you're not even really considering that you actually really dated. I personally think end it with Dan. You don't have to tell him like, oh, hey, by the way, I slept with Nate. Like I wouldn't tell him that like as a reason. And also because like if you don't see yourself as exclusive and he did,
you're not on the same page.
Yeah, the cheating, it's gray. It's a gray area and you're just going to hurt him by telling him that. So I say, fuck all that. Don't do that. Like get some friends who are potentially nice and like don't make fun of weird kids anymore just because you guys have like so much money and you were at prep school.
You're like, ooh, he listened to weird
Oh, he
music.
he listens to Vampire Weekend. What a fucking loser. Ew, he doesn't like Drake. What a loser.
Also, you're a senior. So I say just do what you want to do. Like school's going to be over. You got one more semester left.
I say find the other people that you want to have sex with and then have sex with them and screw these ones. You've already been there. You only have a small amount of time left. Get like sow your seed, plow your oats where
but
you
don't
only
like
have the amount of time.
Like wrap it up.
Oh, wrap it up 100%. Oh yeah, that is what that means.
Yep.
Okay, for sure. So like wrap it up, but like hook up with people that you want to hook up with that. Like do that. I say like don't go back to like the old stale sort of things.
Yeah.
And I would also like, just like have fun. Like sleep around, have fun, hook up with people. But like
oh, also, which one was the virgin? Nate or Dan?
No, I think she took Nate's virginity.
Yeah.
Oh. Virgin.
Probably Dan too.
Probably Dan too.
Yeah, because he's younger.
Yeah, but maybe if he listens to weird music, he had weird sex.
Yeah, but he like got attached real quick.
Oh yeah. It's high school though too.
Yeah.
Okay. I say fuck, like just stop with both these boys. I think it's a waste of your time. And you're just like, and also like, do you just like the drama?
Yeah. It seems like it.
You went after the guy that everyone was talking about.
And
like,
you were like sneaky about I like the way that you went about it. You're like, he's going to be mine.
But you Snapchatted him.
Yeah. And now everybody's talking about him. It looks like, that is Snapchat.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little Ghost and Pac-Man, but they're both ghosts. Yes.
Yeah, you were Snapchatting him. And then I think you kind of like, you got what you wanted out of it. And then you're done now.
And now you don't want people to know about it. It's weird.
And also, okay, who cares if he's nice? Like, that's like not like, it should, like, sure. Okay, which does make me think that Nate's probably mean, not lean.
Yeah.
Because we were so happy that Dan was actually nice to you. And here's the thing. Stop having sex with people who are mean to you.
Yeah.
Just stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like, we all do it. And like, it's not fun and it's not fair. And like, you think that like, there are not people who are going to be nice to you who will also have sex with you. Plot twist. Most of the time, people who you have sex with will probably be nicer to you because you're having sex with them. But there is like this small time period in your life in which like you will just if you've been conditioned to only like sleep with the same group of people and you've been with the same group of people and you all just kind of treat each other like shit, like that's when you have sex with people who treat you like shit.
She doesn't seem like she's very nice to begin with.
No, you don't seem very nice either. But I think we can learn that for you in college.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to like Harvard or Yale. And
probably.
Yeah. I almost made a joke that your parents paid your way in. Like this is going to be like that. But no.
She's a legacy.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, for sure. I'm just better because I wasn't born rich. It's my biggest regret in life. I think we just drop this. And I think like don't contribute to talking shit about Dan.
No.
Like Dan did nothing. Like you had sex with Dan and you pursued him. You know what? Have you seen that TikTok where it's like if I fall in love with a dangly haired, if I fall with a dangly earring wearing like floppy haired e-boy, that's on you. This is on you.
It is.
You did this. And so like you can't participate in making fun of him, like anything like that. And also considering like you basically cheated on him. So I say remove yourself from the situation and like just focus on like being a better person and like also surrounding yourself with like people who treat you nicely so you're not then like blinded by the one guy who's like nice to you and being like, wow, he's so special. Like he's not that special.
Yeah.
Like
but I think since she's a senior in high school, she probably already knows everybody's a dick there.
And that's true. No,
it's not like you can't but by the time you're a senior, it's very hard to remove yourself from situations.
No, but you're at the time where like I was just like, fuck it. I'm a hook up with whoever I fucking want to.
Yeah, well, she's been doing that anyway.
That's true. But maybe you need to maybe let's just focus on being nice then.
Yeah.
Let's just be nice to Dan because he also has to have his whole senior year there and you're going to be gone and like don't make it hell for him.
Yeah, and it's probably going to get out. Like, because you're talking shit about him, it's probably going to get out that you were the one that slept with him.
Yeah. So just don't even join in. Or even if you want to like be a solid person and just be like, hey, like tell him like, hey, I think I see you as more than a friend. And then tell your friends like, yeah, no, we hooked up. He was great. He was phenomenal in bed. It was amazing. Like greatest sex I've ever had. Yeah. Look at doing him a massive solid. Also, would you like to join our Patreon and give us money? Because you go to a prep school. So I'm assuming you have some. God, how's this gonna work?
Perfectly.
I was just gonna make a Gossip Girl joke, but I don't remember how it ends. Oh, you know you love me. XO, Gossip Girl. You know that's Kristen Bell.
I know. I was gonna say, I don't even remember. I was gonna say whatever her character name is on The Good Place, but then I couldn't remember.
Eleanor.
Eleanor. I knew it was an old lady name.
It is so funny. Okay, guys. Now it's time for Don't Blame Them, and this is when you guys call in with your own advice for previous callers on different episodes. So what do we got? Play the tape? Roll the tape?
Play the tape. It's from an episode with us. So.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hey, Megan. I'm calling for a response to your most recent M&M podcast where there was a girl and her IUD wasn't like performing and then she got pregnant and then they couldn't get the IUD out and then she had surgery and then a lot of money and stressful situations later. And I have like a similar experience, not in the sense that I had an IUD and got pregnant, but that I got misdiagnosed kind of thing. Basically what happened was I have this weird thing where I've passed out a bunch the past couple of years and it's been happening for like a very long time. And then one day I just was feeling really dizzy and stuff and just like, I called my mom and she was like, call the nurse line at the hospital. And I called the nurse line and basically my symptoms were like, I was dizzy. I couldn't really see all that well. Like I had numbing on like my face, like my cheek. And, I was 19 at the time and the lady like told me, she was like, you are having a stroke, like call 911, like have them take you in. And then I called my mom like crying because I was like, Mom, I'm having a stroke. And she's like, you're definitely not having a stroke. So we went to the emergency room and I got a $1,500 medical bill to tell me that I have syncope. So I get dizzy sometimes and they gave me dizzy pills and they sent me home. And I was pissed about it. And I'm taking a different approach than you probably should. But my mom worked for that said hospital for years and years. And basically she told me to just not pay the bill. And that sounds so bad. But honestly, it's kind of the thing of like, it's been a couple of years now and they haven't tracked me down for it. I'm not saying do the same thing, but I'm saying that like maybe like fight it and kind of be like, this was their fault and like, see what they can do for you. And like, I mean, in my opinion, that kind of sounds like something you could sue for. I don't know 100%. Don't quote me on that. But, like, that's a lot of stress for, like, something that, like, could have easily been prevented. And that's just malpractice. So, yeah. Love the podcast. Love you guys. All right. Bye.
Yeah. I don't want to get into like the legalities of it just because we can't.
No,
and
yeah.
We're not lawyers,
But someone commented on, well, I think the video or something and said that like they
wish I could see it.
Work in well, fuck off. That they work in they're like an attorney or a lawyer or something like that, and that like there is like a substantial case in there. Again, we can't give you any sort of legal advice, and also like in these situations, when people call in and we don't give legal advice, and you're like, oh my god, give this, we can't. Like we like legally
that would make us liable.
Exactly, and so
and
like,
we're not lawyers.
Yeah, and so if you were like a lawyer, like watching and listening to our podcast, and you hear and like we're not saying something like that, then please feel free to comment on YouTube and like tell them as someone who is like a registered lawyer, because you can say that. We can't. And it doesn't mean that like we're not thinking it, but it's just we can't legally say that. So I think like I think this is like I agree, like where it's like this definitely sounds like regardless, just doing research and doing some Googling. Again, I also think like, I don't know, it's like the same thing with like any sort of that's also really hard. Like it's also really hard financially and time-wise, and if you don't have the support from like other people, it can be like a complete shit show and like dragging your name through like all of that stuff. Like it can be like pretty rough and just like a lot of time and energy. So like if it's not something that you choose to do, that's also okay. But also like I think there's never any harm in like looking into like
or talking to a lawyer.
Yeah, and being like, hey, like even to quick Google search of being like, have people had cases like this? And then having a consultation with the lawyer to like find out, and if it's something that you like want to fight, I think like fight what you fight. Like why not? Why not
do it?
Take a crazy chance. But that's crazy. I can't even imagine. So you went to the ER. See, this was why I didn't want to go to the ER. Because I was like, I know I had a seizure, but I'm not going to the fucking ER.
Yeah.
But God, I can't even imagine them being like, yeah, you're having a stroke.
Over the phone.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's it for our episode.
Yeah.
Hope you all enjoyed. If you want to be on an upcoming episode, you can give us a call at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And we love you guys so much. You please don't send us DMs asking of like things that just call in. And also if you think like, hey, if it's too long and you're worried about it, write it down and then time yourself saying it and then cut it down. Like everyone can get like, hell, guys, we got a fucking girl to tell us about, she fucked 3 brothers in this time period. Like there is nothing going to be, we drew a diagram. There are things that are not like, it'll be fine. It won't be so confusing. Like it's
3 minutes is a long time.
It's a good fucking amount. Imagine if you do a presentation at school. You had to get up and stand up and do like a out loud presentation for 3 minutes. You're like, wow, that's a really long time. It's not nearly as long as you think it's going to be. And also we don't necessarily need all of those like really minuscule details. And I would also implore you guys to like listen back to old episodes and read descriptions, because so much of the time, like, hey, you can find out which episode we've talked about something similar or things like that. And if you're like, I don't know if you've ever talked about this, and it's like, well, listen to the eps, find out. You might be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, regardless, you should still follow us on Instagram. Don't Blonde Meme Pod, and our socials will be listed down below. If you are hopefully watching this somewhere, you can also listen to it on the Apple Podcast app and everything like that. Leave us a review. We love it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Shop or consign at The RealReal, the leading reseller of authenticated consignment from top designers. The RealReal has women and men's luxury fashion, as well as fine jewelry, watches, art, and home at up to 90% off retail. Every item is authenticated by The RealReal's team of authenticators. Shop or consign in-store at therealreal.com or download the app and get 20% off select items with the promo code REAL.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me. Executive produced by Melisa Monts. Camera operator Amanda Lechner. And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso, part of the HerPod Network.